গোরা চাঁদ কত নিদ্রা মায়া পিশাচির কোলে কত নিদ্রা যাও মায়া জীব জাগো জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে জীব রা চাঁদ বলে কত নিদ্রা যাও মায়া পিশাচির কোলে কত নিদ্রা যাও মায়া ভজিব বলিয়া এসে সংসার ভিতরে ভজিব বলিয়া এসে সংসার ভিতরে ভুলিয়া রহিলে তুমি অবিদার ঘোরে ভুলিয়া রহিলে তুমি জীব জাগো জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে জীব জাগো তোমার লইতে আমি হইন অবতার তোমার হইন অবতার You understand the meaning? Mahaprabhu said, I only appear for all of us, for all of you. I only coming for all of you. Tumar loi ite ami hoino avatar tomar loite আমি বিনা বন্ধু আর কে আছে তোমার আমি বিনা বন্ধু আর কে আছে তো Mahaprabhu said, I am only your friend. Nobody have real friend. I am only your friend. আমি বিনা বন্ধু আর কে আছে তোমার আমি বিনা বন্ধু আর কে আছে তোমার জীব জাগো জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে জীব জাগো এনেছি ও সধি মায়া নাসিবার লাগি এনেছি ও সধি মায়া নাসিবার My dear Jeev, I bring some medicine. Destroy to Maya. So what is the destroy? What is the medicine? Hari Nama Mahamantra Lava Tumi Magi Hari Nama Mahamantra Latu. My dear Jeev, এই হরিনাম মহামন্ত্র you need to beg to pure devotees to teach me how to chant. হরিনাম মহামন্ত্র লও তুমি মাগে হরি নাম মহামন্ত্র জীব জাগো জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে জীব জাগো ভকতে বিনদ প্রভু চরণে পরিয়া ভকতি বিনদ সে মহা মন্ত্র লইল মাগিয়া সে হরি নাম মন্ত্র লইল মাগিয়া জীব জাগো জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে জীব জাগো কত নিদ্রা মায়া পিশাচির কোলে কত নিদ্রা মায়া পিশাচির Likata nidra jamaya pisachiro kole katani. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Tora duti bhai, Gauranitai, Tora duti bhai, Gauranitai, Tora duti bhai, Gauranitai, Tora Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. Are you understand the meanings? Little bit? Understand? Translate, please. Repeat the translate.
Lord Gauranga is calling, wake up sleeping souls, wake up sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotion service in the world of earth and death. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I've brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I fall at the lotus feet, having taken this Maha Mantra.
So how to learn this bhajan? What we learn this bhajan? Please explain someone. Jamana Mataji. What is we learn this bhajan? So many things learn this bhajan.
Yes. That we are in illusion, captured by Maya, and that the holy name will awaken us to the true consciousness. And that Mahaprabhu just came to save us, and he gave us this medicine that cures us from this disease.
Wonderful. Annie Mataji, please say something.
That the holy name is our only shelter.
Oh, wonderful. Holy name, only shelter. Please come here, my dear. Now your turn. Discussing little bit about this. Please sit down. Vyasasana. Only holy name, our have real medicine to destroy to Maya. This is says, Harinama Mahamantra Lord. NSC also the Maya nasibara lagi. Only our have disease, only cure, only one medicine. Our have, heart have anartha nibriti, kama, krodha, lobha. There's so many disease, not like this life. Many life this disease have strongly our heart catching. So only this is the medicine of holy name. This only can cure this our disease. Anything you asking?
You use medicine, you have a good recipe.
Recipe?
Yeah,
Yes.
for medicine.
Yes.
And that in Brahma Muhurta,
Okay.
come to Mangalara,
Uh-huh.
more important things.
Yeah, you thinking?
Bhagavatam class.
Yes. But Prabhu said, come Mangalarati. Prabhuji see some devotees not coming Mangalarati. That is why he telling this story. So some, please come Mangalarati. He guide you to taste, feel the holy name more and Bhagavatam lecture. When we temple, we staying, you must be follow these rules. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Now I'll give to Prabhu microphone.
Thank you so much, Devadharma Prabhu, for
This is Dhambasi. All the time I see in Mayapur. Now I see in Zurich temple. Then I say, whoa, one my partner is here.
thank you so much for sharing
Thank you too.
the beautiful bhajan and the nice explanation of the bhajan. We're indeed blessed with a unlimited storehouse of the deepest spiritual wisdom and even in one lifetime it's not possible to go through all of that treasure house of wisdom. All of Prabhupada's books, the books that have been written by the acharyas, the books that have been written by Prabhupada's followers, the biographies of Prabhupada's, the bhajans of the acharyas. In one lifetime, it's not possible to go through all of that wealth of the spiritual wealth that's contained in those songs and writings. And still, I'm wasting so much time scrolling through stupid stuff that's giving me not only no spiritual benefit, but binding me to the material world. So it's critical that we develop a taste for Krishna consciousness, and then our taste for the other stuff. My friend he's a very good spiritual practitioner, and he was scrolling, and then he didn't notice the battery was running out, and then the battery ran out, and the screen went black, and it was like a mirror, and he could see his face in the mirror, and he could see that his face was not a happy face. It was a face that had been spiritually drained by this stupid scrolling. So he took a vow that he should avoid such waste of time. There's already enough garbage in the brain. Better to put beautiful things in the brain, Krishna things in the brain. Okay, so we have 2 verses to read from Bhagavatam, because yesterday we were supposed to go through 2, and we only went through 1, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 14, texts 12 and 13. So it's quite a little bit of reading, so let's give our attention. I'll just read the prose to the best of my ability. Sayada dugda purva sukritas tada karaskara kakut dandi apunya druma lata vishoda panavad ubayarta shunya dravinan jivan mritan swayam jivan mriyamana upadavati. I'll just go straight to the translation and purports due to shortage of time. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Due to his pious activities in previous lives, the conditioned soul attains material facilities in this life, but when they are finished, he takes shelter of wealth and riches, which cannot help him in this life or the next. Because of this, he approaches the living dead who possess these things. Such people are compared to impure trees, creepers, and poisonous wells. Purport. The wealth and riches acquired through previous pious activities should not be misused for sense gratification. Enjoying them for sense gratification is like enjoying the fruits of a poisonous tree. Such activities will not help the conditioned soul in any way, neither in this life nor the next. However, if one engages his possessions in the service of the Lord under the guidance of a proper spiritual master, he will attain happiness both in this life and the next. Unless he does so, he eats a forbidden apple and thereby loses his paradise. Lord Sri Krishna therefore advises that one's possessions should be given unto him. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat jahosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva mad arpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Material wealth and opulence attained through previous pious activities can be fully utilized for one's benefit in this life and the next if one is Krishna conscious. One should not try to possess more than he needs for the bare necessities. If one gets more than is needed, the surplus should be fully engaged in the Lord's service. That will make the conditioned soul, the world, and Krishna happy. And this is the aim of life. Text 13. Sometimes, to mitigate distress in this forest of the material world, the conditioned soul receives cheap blessings from atheists. He then loses all intelligence in their association. This is exactly like jumping in a shallow river. As a result, one simply breaks his head. He is not able to mitigate his sufferings from the heat, and in both ways he suffers. The misguided conditioned soul also approaches so-called sadhus and swamis who preach against the principles of the Vedas. He does not receive benefit from them either in the present or in the future. Purport. Cheaters are always there to manufacture their own way of spiritual realization. To get some material benefit, the conditioned soul approaches these pseudo-sannyasis and yogis for cheap blessings, but he does not receive any benefit from them, either spiritual or material. In this age, there are many cheaters who show some jugglery and magic. They even create gold to amaze their followers, and their followers accept them as God. This type of cheating is very prominent in Kali Yuga. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes the real guru in this way. Samsara davana lalidha loka tranaya karunya gana ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guroshri charanaravindam. One should approach a guru who can extinguish the blazing fire of this material world, the struggle for existence. People want to be cheated, and therefore they go to yogis and swamis who play tricks. But tricks do not mitigate the miseries of material life. If being able to manufacture gold is a criterion for becoming God, then why not accept Krishna, the proprietor of the entire universe, wherein there are countless tons of gold? As mentioned before, the color of gold is compared to the will-o'-the-wisp or yellow stool. Therefore, one should not be allured by gold manufacturing gurus, but should sincerely approach a devotee like Jad Bharata. Jad Bharata instructed Rahugana Maharaj so well that the king was relieved from the bodily conception. One cannot be happy by accepting a false guru. A guru should be accepted as advised in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tasmad gurum prapadyeta jigyasu shreya uttamam. One should approach a bona fide guru to inquire about the highest benefit of life. Such a guru is described as follows. Shabde pare chanishnatam. Such a guru does not manufacture gold or juggle words. He is well versed in the conclusions of Vedic knowledge. Vedaischa sarvar aham eva vedya. He is freed from material contamination and is fully engaged in Krishna's service. If one is able to attain the dust of the lotus feet of such a guru, his life becomes successful. Otherwise, he is baffled both in this life and in the next. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So in this first verse that we're reading, Prabhupada is explaining the necessity of using whatever has been gifted to us. Yes, everyone has something that's been gifted to them. A body, a mind, some intelligence, some assets, some abilities. The necessity of utilizing all of those gifts in the service of Krishna. Because where did those gifts come from? Although people want to take credit for them, right? Everyone wants to take credit. From top to bottom, everyone wants to take credit for the gifts that they've received. If someone is good looking, do they say, oh, somehow God gave me this attractive body? Is that what people say? No, people just walk around as though they created their body. If someone has musical ability, a beautiful voice, they think, oh, I got a beautiful voice. They want to take credit for it. Any ability. And sometimes people even say they're being interviewed, some famous musician or some talented star, and they say, God-given. It's a God-given gift. So then the next question is, so why aren't you using it for God? If it's a God-given gift, it's meant to be. But no, the tendency is there in this world to not use it for Krishna, not use it for Krishna's glorification, not use it for the spiritual upliftment of society, but to use it for one's own ego. That's the disease of the material world. To steal Krishna's property and use it for our own sense gratification. And this approach is against our self-interest. It keeps one bound in the material world. Everyone is trying to become happy, trying to become successful, trying to fulfill their deepest desire for contentment, but they positively don't know how to do it. So here Prabhupada is giving us the simple clue how to do it. Everything belongs to Krishna. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat jahosi dadasi yat. So do everything for Krishna's pleasure, and then you're happy. Then you become content. To the degree that we do that, we're satisfied, we're nourished. And to the degree that we hold back, to that degree exactly, we're unnourished, we're unsatisfied. Exactly to that degree. And it's a beautiful arrangement of Krishna. It's a very sensible arrangement. Selfishness leads to happiness or suffering? Suffering. Is it a good arrangement? Yeah, it's a good arrangement. A reasonable, balanced, kind, good-hearted person, that's the arrangement they would make. Selfishness leads to suffering. And selflessness leads to the highest good, the highest benefit. Someone who's selfless. They want nothing. They want nothing for themselves. Zero. I don't want anything for myself. And what ultimately happens to such a person? Someone who's completely selfish. I simply want to please Krishna. What happens? They get everything. They go to the topmost neighborhood, Goloka Vrindavan, beyond description. A place which is, it's beyond description. As you go through the strata of the universe, like people think, oh, we're living in this country, very impressive. I used to live in California. Oh, you lived in California. Wow, so impressive. Such a nice place. It's nothing. Nothing. If you go to Svargaloka, you think California or this country is a dump. A dump, Everyone running around, struggling, all of these brick buildings. Occasionally there's a park or a garden. You go to Svargaloka, it's, I don't know how many, millions of times more beautiful, more divine, wonderful, not divine, but wonderful atmosphere than here. And as you go to the higher planets beyond Svarga, even a more celestial, amazing and then when you cross beyond the material coverings and you reach Vaikuntha, it's a place which is manifested by someone who's all-powerful and who has unlimited creative ability. Yeah? Unlimited creative ability. So imagine someone who has unlimited power, unlimited creative ability, and unlimited purity. And that's the place they've manifested. So that place is really, really amazing. And then you go to Goloka Vrindavan, and that place has an element of incredible sweetness which is pervading it. All of those other elements are there. The unlimited power of Krishna, the unlimited creativity of Krishna, and then the unlimited sweetness of Krishna and Krishna's pure devotees. Yeah? It's not just Krishna's creative, potency that's manifesting Goloka Vrindavan. It's the creative, potencies of his pure devotees. So they're creating it's beyond description. That's what you get by selflessness. So this is a lesson which has to be imbibed. This human form of life, so valuable, so short, so whatever's been given to us, we should be very conscious. I should try my best to offer it to Krishna. That's, at least we should know that's my self-interest. Don't hold back. And if we don't give it to Krishna voluntarily during the course of this life, then what happens? Mrityu sarva haras chaham. Krishna comes in the form of death and takes it all away anyway. Yes? Doesn't matter who you are. Biggest person, so-called influential person, so-called person who's got, their hands on everything, so-called controllers of the world, right? Ishvaroham maham bogi. The demons are thinking, I'm controlling the world. And, in a sense, they're kind of directing what's happening behind the scene, but they're not the controllers. They're granted temporarily some control by Krishna because of their desire and because somehow they have some type of karma like that. But finally, time comes and says, okay, time up, and they lose everything. They lose everything. And they beg the doctor, please extend my life. I have so many more plans. And the doctor's also helpless. What can the doctor do? Material nature, against the force of the powerful material nature. What can a doctor do? The doctor also is on his deathbed. So what's being described here is the people who've been gifted special assets, special gifts, special privileges by dint of their karma. And it's a very tough position to be in. Very difficult. How many, well now there's more than previously, but how many very, very wealthy people think, yeah, I'm just going to surrender to Krishna and be a really like good devotee and follow regulative principles and dedicate myself to Krishna as a humble servant. How many people with a lot of material wealth, a lot of material assets are doing that? Very rare. The tendency is to become totally bewildered by such things, bewildered by bodily beauty, bewildered by any ability that's been gifted to us, bewildered by wealth. Yeah? You have all this wealth, you think, what do you think? I'm going to enjoy. I've got full facility to enjoy, and I have those desires. So people typically consider all of these things to be blessings, yeah? And there's even so-called spiritual teachers who say, yes, you know, you come to God and you beg for these, you request God to give you these blessings, right? To bless you with wealth. It's not a blessing. It's only a blessing if it's engaged in Krishna's service. Typically, it's a curse. Typically, you end up degraded. Nala Kuvara and Manigriva, born as the sons of Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods. Not an easy position to be in, to stay sober. They became so corrupted, so confused, bathing naked in the Ganga. These were exalted persons. They lost their intelligence so much. They're bathing naked in the Ganga, enjoying with beautiful women. Narada comes and says, of all the things that bewilder souls, this one especially is bewildering wealth. So he curses them. But Narada Muni is no good at cursing people because the curse is coming from his pure heart. So his curse, okay, you're cursed. In the future, you're going to see Krishna. So this is Narada Muni's curse. So whatever gift has been given to us, we should be conscious to utilize it for Krishna's service and to try to utilize it in a pure way. Different types of charities are given according to Bhagavad Gita. And what's charity in the mode of passion? Someone gives charity in the mode of passion. And they're giving what? With a selfless heart? I simply want to help humanity? Is that their motive, their intention? What's their intention, Mohit? Not that. What do they want? Yeah, I want my plaque on the wall. How much do I have to give to get my name on the wall? They want recognition. Yeah? No one just wants to do it out of the goodness. Not no one, but that's the tendency. To use the assets or the gifts that have been given. Yeah, I'm using it in Krishna's service, but there's the element of false ego in there, the element of pride, the element of vanity. So we pray to Krishna. Krishna, I want to serve you purely. You know, my heart is impure, but you please help me that I can just serve you purely without any desire for distinction, adoration, recognition. That's the nature of the soul, just to serve Krishna purely with no consideration of what's in it for me. So these are some of the lessons from this verse. In the next verse, Prabhupada is speaking about false gurus, fake teachers. And they abound in Kali Yuga. They're all over the place. Some of them are super prominent. They've got the look of a guru, you know. They've got all the external appearance of a guru. A little twinkle in the eye, perhaps a big beard, dressed in different types of sadhu type of clothing. What is it? The magic can also be there. They've perfected the magic art. And what message are they giving? They're not giving the message. Guru simply means one thing, representative of God. God is the original guru, and the guru is a humble servant of God through the disciplic succession. Not some person who's espousing their own ideas. They even openly admit, yes, I've never studied any of the Vedic literature. Imagine, someone is posing as a guru in the Indian tradition, and no, I've never read any of the Vedic literatures. I don't at all refer to the profound wisdom of all the past teachers. They simply juggle some words. Prabhupada was being interviewed, and the interviewer said to Prabhupada that a lot of people are confused by the many gurus and swamis who are coming to this country with different messages. What is, Prabhupada says, I can declare that they are all nonsense. This was Prabhupada's response. And the interviewer said, could you elaborate on that a little bit? Prabhupada said, yes, I can further say that they are all rascals. This was Prabhupada's conclusion. Why? Because they're not giving people the solution to life's problems. Samsara davanalalit haloka. Huh? What is our situation? We're in the midst of a forest fire, the forest fire of material existence. Yes? Life is going nice and smooth. Oh, I'm enjoying life. Everything's going great. Huh, just wait 15 minutes. See what happens. Something will spark up, some trouble, some turbulence. Something will throw your peaceful life out of whack. Yes? Anyone here has experience? Anyone here doesn't have experience of that? We all have experience of that, because that's the nature of material existence. It's the ocean of material existence. It's tossing and turning. Sometimes it's very smooth. And sometimes by dint of karma, someone is riding very smoothly a wave in the ocean, enjoying the sunshine. Their hair is blowing in the breeze, something like that. But it doesn't stay like that. The next moment, the waves become turbulent and throw you down, and suddenly you're gasping for air. That's how the material world works. Samsara davanalita loka. It's a blazing fire of material existence, and the so-called swamis and gurus and teachers are trying to tell people how to enjoy in this world. Yes, you just have to figure out how to be peaceful, then you can enjoy in this world. No, that's not the point. The point is that this world is built not for enjoyment. This world has some inbuilt factors. You get old, you get diseased, you die, you take another body. That's miserable. So the real guru teaches the soul how to get out of this material world. That's the message of Krishna. Don't stay here. But because people are unfortunate and they're not serious, yes? They're not serious. Therefore, Prabhupada says that they get a guru, a so-called guru who's a cheater, because they're not serious. They go to some so-called teacher and they say, I want spiritual enlightenment. And the teacher, very cleverly, he says, that's not a problem. Here's some mantra, or here's some practice, jumping up and down and I don't know doing what. And the student says, is there any particular rules and regulations I have to follow? Huh? No rules and regulations. In fact, indulge your senses more, some of them teach. Indulge your senses, and then your sense gratification will be burnt out. If you just indulge your senses so much, finished, then everything becomes calm, because now no, it's not how it works. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajo guna samudbhava. It's a fire of desire. And trying to extinguish that fire of desire is like pouring fuel on it. When you pour fuel on a fire, initially what happens? Right away, what happens? The fire goes down. Oh, the fire goes down when you pour fuel. It's liquid. Then what happens? It blazes again. Give me more, give me more. I forget what the word is. It's a fire which is non-extinguishable by that means. So this is one class of so-called teachers, bogus teachers who are cheating people. And why are people being cheated? Because they're not serious. They're not serious to understand deeply what is the purpose of life. What is the truth? What is the means of attaining the truth? Oh, are there some disciplines, some austerities, some rules I have to follow in order to elevate my conduct? It's obvious. Of course you have to follow. Anything in life requires some struggle. Anything worthwhile requires some discipline, some self-control to achieve anything. What to speak of perfection? How do people think they're going to achieve enlightenment without some tapo divyam, austerity, some self-control? So they want to be cheated, unfortunately. And they don't discriminate. They don't utilize their intelligence properly. Just like in India, people are, when it comes to business, they know exactly what's happening in the market. This thing is selling for 71 rupees. 70.5 rupees. Better deal here. Very much in tune with the market. When it comes to sending your son to the university, very much in tune. This school has 2-point higher rating than that school. Yeah? They're very critical thinkers when it comes to these things. When it comes to spiritual things, they'll sit in a pravachan, in a lecture, and some person is teaching that the highest truth, absolute truth, beyond everything else is impersonal. Impersonal Brahman is the highest truth. Yeah, very nice, very nice. And then 10 minutes later, they'll hear a Vaishnava saying, the absolute truth is ultimately personal. Impersonal Brahman is below the personal aspect. And they just think, very nice. Both are very nice. They don't utilize their best intelligence to understand the spiritual topics, unfortunately. Until they become blessed. Because the people in Bharata, India, are, Prabhupada always said, they're close to Krishna, but some of them are turning their back away. But if they simply turn back towards Krishna, then they're very close. And therefore in India now, Krishna consciousness is just booming. It's just booming. Because it's there in the hearts of the people. So this is another class of misleaders, the Mayavadis. They're misleaders because they're denying the personal aspect of God, against what the Shastras teach. They're ignoring all the Shastric statements which are describing that the absolute truth is the supreme person, obviously. Bhagavan, the person possessing unlimited beauty, unlimited knowledge, unlimited fame, unlimited wealth, unlimited renunciation, the supreme person. They don't like that idea. So they teach something else. They teach, no, we're all Brahman. We're all one with God. Absolutely one with God. And somehow, although we're one with God, we've forgotten. We've forgotten our divinity. How does that happen? How does Maya overwhelm Brahman? Maya is more powerful than Brahman? They said, this is a mystery. And they say, what we're doing here is our Leela. They call it Leela, some of them. They say, this is our Leela. We're Brahman, we're divine, but we're just engaging in our Leela. This is Leela? Getting smashed on the head, having our hearts broken, struggling like anything. This is Leela? No, Leela means divine play. One is fully under the control of what's happening. So Prabhupada was very, very uncompromising in his approach to the impersonalists, because they're doing a great disservice. People finally come to the point of, okay, I'm frustrated with material life. This is painful. I see there's no hope here. And they finally come, I want to learn what the absolute truth is. And then the Mayavadi comes and tells us, oh, no problem. You are also God. You're one with God. Krishna? No. Krishna is illusion. Krishna is Maya. Mode of goodness, but Maya. Great disservice. So Prabhupada said, the Mayavadis are engaged in the missionary activity of spoiling the Vedic culture. This was Prabhupada's statement. Following in the footsteps of his guru. He said, my guru was the enemy of all the fake avatars, of all the Mayavadi so-called gurus, of all the bogus yogis. And many people criticized my guru for that. They said he had a chopping technique. Those who criticized, they fell down. As far as I'm concerned, I follow the policy of my Guru Maharaj. No compromise. This is Prabhupada. And it's very refreshing. It's very refreshing to hear a straightforward presentation. Not all of this word jugglery where you think, That sounded really, really good. So interesting. I have no idea what the guy said. They write books and books. And at the end, you ask the person, so what did you learn? So, I don't know, but it sounded really interesting. You know, it was talking about, being mindful and being blah, blah. No, Prabhupada is very straightforward. Here's who you are. Here's what this world is. Here's who God is. Here's what you need to do to become successful. Very straightforward. Very refreshing. Of course, we cannot imitate Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada's very strong presentation is coming from Prabhupada's totally pure heart. If you look in Prabhupada's heart, his words can be just like a razor. Yeah? They say about the Brahmins, their words can be like a razor, but their heart is like soft butter. Kshatriyas, a little bit the opposite. Kshatriya means that the words can be just like soft butter, but if you look at their heart, sometimes it's like a razor. So Prabhupada's words could be like a razor, but behind those sharp, sharp words was the pure intention, I just want to help people. I just want to uplift people, nothing else. So we can't imitate. We can't imitate. Otherwise, it's very often coming from the position of false ego, speaking very strongly or smashing someone. We used to do that in the olden days. Yes, I'm a follower of Prabhupada. Go out and smash people. But there was so much false ego mixed in with the smashing that the person would just become offended and think, you're just, who's this nasty guy I met? So that's not what we want. We want people to become appreciative of Krishna, appreciative of the devotees, appreciative of the movement. And people are especially attracted to kindness, to compassion, to softness, to non-judgmentalism, like that. People are fed up with fanaticism. If there's any hint or stench of fanaticism, people think, oh, don't tell me about it. So we explain to people very clearly, very philosophically, why this is a beautiful conception of life and how it will benefit them. And then there's so many sincere souls who are ready to take up the practice of bhakti and benefit their lives. And in this way, we relieve the only anxiety that's there in the spiritual world. There's no anxiety. It's Vaikuntha. But if there's any anxiety, there's just a pinch of anxiety that these poor souls in the material world, they're toiling, struggling. We're here with Krishna, relishing, unbounded bliss in loving ecstasy with Krishna. And those poor souls down there are just toiling for nothing. So there's some tinge of pain out of compassion. So when we assist Mahaprabhu in his mission, assist Prabhupada in his mission, then we get not only the blessings of Prabhupada and the Parampara and our Guru, and we get the blessings of the residents of the spiritual world. Because we're helping people to come closer to their beloved. They love Krishna, and if they see that someone's helping someone to come closer to Krishna, they feel this is a nice person. I give my blessings to that person. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. It is now 8:30, so there's no time for questions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.